The Imperial City Arena is one of the best questlines in The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. But what if I told you that in reality, the Imperial City Arena doesn't exist?
I heard a rumor that you're an idiot.
Now hold on a second. Sure, the building for the arena does sit inside the Imperial City walls, and everybody seems to think that's where it is as well.
Good people of the Imperial City, welcome to the arena.
But the truth is that this arena and all these people inside of it don't belong here. Because the real Imperial City Arena was removed a long time ago, while Oblivion was still in its development. And the one that we actually get to play in belongs to a completely different town. Because originally every single city in Oblivion was gonna have their own arena. You can even see evidence of this in Oblivion's E3 trailer, where the town of Bruma's arena can clearly be seen. All there is now is this rock. Well, and the creepy statue, of course. This would have been a lot like the Mages Guild, where we, the players, would travel to every town to compete against that arena's champions.
Who are you fighting against up there? Cripples and skooma addicts?
Okay, so if this is not the Imperial City Arena, then what is it? Well, if we open up the console on the PC version of Oblivion and type in COC chorrolarena, it will take us straight into this arena itself. Now, unfortunately, we're stuck inside the L Team's gate, which we can't access, but if we fly up here and exit through this door, we are now back in the Imperial City. So that's right, this is the Choral Arena. By the way, Hundalin here was also from Choral as well.
You're talking to the right man.
But hold on a second, if this is the case, then what happened to the real Imperial City Arena? Well, as Bethesda was developing Oblivion, they discovered a pretty serious problem. They had made a lot of content and it was taking up a ton of storage space. And the DVD that was meant to contain the game didn't have enough space to fit it all. In other words, they had to get rid of something. And because an arena was in every single city, that meant it had multiple Blades Masters, champions, and bookmakers, all with their own special dialogue. But if they got rid of all that excess, they could free up a ton of space. So the designer working on this questline knew that unfortunately, this was the best candidate to get cut out, which meant they took all the extra arenas and thousands of unique dialogue and threw them into the garbage. Now, if that sounds pretty upsetting, then don't worry because it actually gets a lot worse. Shortly after gutting the arena, Bethesda suddenly decided to re-record all of the dialogue for the male Breton characters. And then they subsequently forgot to delete all the old dialogue for the male Breton characters, which means all of that space that they freed up when they deleted all those extra arenas was replaced with unused voice lines. Now I know what you're thinking. What the fuck, Bethesda? But let's calm down and really analyze this for a moment, because the truth is, this kind of stuff happens all the time in video game development. And no matter how hard you try, at the end of the day, there will always be quest lines and characters cut from the game that we just wish could have survived. However, nothing really demonstrates that idea more than pretty much every single time Bethesda has ever tried to make an arena for a video game. Skyrim, for example, was also meant to have its own arena questline called The Pit, which would have been located in Windhelm. However, that arena would have been pretty different from Oblivion's, as it's connected to the Windhelm prison system. And instead of signing up as a volunteer combatant like in the Imperial City, you would have been forced to fight in the pit for your freedom as a prisoner. This arena was also going to be connected to the Dark Brotherhood, with one quest requiring you to enter the pit to assassinate the target Elaine Dufant, instead of just tracking him down in a boring cave. We don't know why this arena was cut from the game. Most likely it was due to time constraints, but the pit itself does still exist, and if you're playing on PC, you can actually visit it by using the console and typing COC windhelmpitentrance. There's not a lot here, and the characters don't have any unique dialogue, but it is an interesting glimpse into the fragments of game development. However, the most notable time Bethesda has ever gutted the arena questline was in the first game they ever made, The Elder Scrolls Arena. Originally, this game was meant to be entirely focused around traveling throughout the land of Tamriel to fight in tournaments and become the ultimate arena champion, which does sound an awful lot like what Oblivion's arena questline was supposed to be like as well, which is probably not a coincidence. But after the developers began to introduce the dungeons into the game, they realized that was way more fun than the whole arena business, so they decided to throw that to the wayside in favor of the grander quest to save the Emperor from Yeagar Tharn. And in the end, the finished version of the Elder Scrolls Arena ended up not having an arena, which is kind of like if the Elder Scrolls Oblivion didn't have any of the Oblivion stuff. Of course, not all the arenas that Bethesda has made were gutted in some way. For example, Morrowind has an arena in the city of Vivec, and the Elder Scrolls Online has one in Kvatch. But the main difference here is that neither of these feature any sort of questline dedicated to them, and weren't really meant to. Morrowind's arena, for example, is only used as a location to duel the guild's masters for each guild, while the Elder Scrolls Online's really just exists as a nod to the destroyed Kvatch arena that actually does still exist in Oblivion. Which means the two times Bethesda's actually successfully implemented an arena into an Elder Scrolls game, it was because it wasn't supposed to do anything aside from exist. So considering all this, we should be counting ourselves lucky that Oblivion somehow managed to have an arena questline at all. Besides, at least we get to listen to what the male Brenton's dialogue was originally gonna sound like.
Hello, I'm Brother Joffrey. Can I help you?
But if you want to know more about weird, secret, or unfinished quests in Oblivion, up next is my video on Oblivion's secret quests. I'll see you there.
You can bet on either the yellow team or the blue team. The opponents are always evenly matched, so your chance of winning is 50-50.